Hello, today I'd like to talk a bit about small-scale tests and storage for them. I'm a big fan of small tests, whether it's materials or techniques. It's a great way to save yourself a little money up front and maybe anticipate some of the problems you're going to have when you apply a method or a material to something larger. I test all kinds of things. I test stains and varnishes on different woods, including plywood, for instance. This is a small-scale test of various fillers and how well they work with stain and varnish. I also test techniques. This is a couple of tests of a technique for folding corners on bookbinding. I test materials. This is a test of homemade book cloth, which you can see me doing in another one of these videos. A method for making hinges in bookbinding, and something like a stitch test for leather. What does the stitching look like? Can a machine actually sew through 2 layers of leather? I have an answer right here. I decided to make my samples, my tests, all 3 inches by 5 inches, standard note card size. And part of the reason for that is that they're small and inexpensive, but the other is that there's a lot of available storage options for that size sample. You can go to most office supply stores, pick up something like this. Quick, easy, and there you have it. I decided to build myself a little cabinet to hold them, which is just made out of the scrap I had lying around in my shop. Very simple boxes, drawers that fit in a simple cabinet. So the rest of this video is going to be me building this, and if you look down there, there should be links to the sketches that I made of the parts if you'd like to try this for yourself. Okay, so what you just saw me do, cutting the rabbets on the ends of these small pieces of wood, is a fairly dangerous thing on a table saw, at least the way I did it. I was lazy, I didn't want to set up my tenon jig. In my defense, I will say a couple of things. First, we were only taking a 1/4 of an inch bite off these, so very little blade was exposed and very little force is put on the wood while you're doing this. Secondly, you can only pull this trick off with a zero clearance insert. The standard table saw inserts have too big a hole, and it runs the risk of dropping this wood into the hole and kicking back at you. And in terms of kickback, a piece this small, even if it does fly off the table saw, isn't likely to kill you. But in classic fashion, do as I say, not as I do. Be safe. Pick a technique that works for you. You could saw these by hand. You could run them with a rabbet plane. You could use a router to achieve the same result. So each of these little trays is made up of 4 pieces, a front, back, 2 sides, and a bottom, and it's all just lap joints. It goes together. Like that. Glue, clamp, easy peasy. I've spared you yet another time lapse of stock preparation. The cabinet for these drawers is made up of 1/2 inch material. Most of it 1.5 inch wide with some 3.5 inch wide for the separators. The sides are going to be a framework that looks a bit like this. And then the horizontal pieces will be a similar framework like that with these separators added to them, and then this gets stacked up. The whole thing, when I'm done, is going to get covered with some 1/16 inch plywood door skins that I've also got in the scrap pile to keep the dust out. So these are going to get glued together, and I will get started. Putting the cabinet together is pretty straightforward. It's light duty, so glue alone is enough. Assembly is from the bottom up. So you carefully square up 2 vertical dividers on one of the horizontal frames. And I've got these Machinist 246 blocks that work great to hold things in relationship to each other and to sort of weight things down. So you add the next horizontal frame, dividers, and frames until the cabinet's core is done. You need to be real careful not to build a twist into this unit as you build it up. The end frames are added to the core after the glue has dried in that. Now is the time to make any last-minute adjustments to the drawers and runners while you still have easy access to the cabinet's interior, since the sides aren't on it yet. When everything fits and the drawers work well, you glue on the thin plywood sheathing for the outside of the cabinet. Once that's dried, you clean up the glue squeeze out and sand it. Apply the finish of your choice, and your sample storage cabinet is done.